La 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 loo, 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 loo.
Hi, Brandon with Spaghetti and Meeples. Today we're taking a look at NecroVirus, a game that's currently on Kickstarter. Look at this. Look at all of this glorious 3D printed plastic. We here at Spaghetti and Meeples are huge fans of Zpocalypse and Zpocalypse Emergency. And I know at first glance, this looks like the same kind of thing on a calorie-intense diet with a weight training program, but it's really not. It's something different. You have all of this, you have mission cards, you have different scenarios. You get to create this world and build everything. For example, what we have here, the goal is to get to the cathedral. Everybody's gonna have their own person, and then they need to find 3 other survivors and get here before the end of the term. Before the end of 15 turns, I should say. That's as simple as I can make it. How complicated can I make it? Well, there are 31 pages in the rule books, so there's a lot to take in right now. It's not impossible, but it is a larger, more insurmountable goal, trying to figure out how to play it at first.
Something can't be more insurmountable. It's either surmountable or it's not.
Point is, obstacles.
He's right, but so is she. So this is really great, and I would have also enjoyed some additional sort of anatomy of a character card or anatomy of a event card, because all of the information is on here, but I don't necessarily know how to read it unless I go and check in the rule book, and it'd be great to have a quick reference card for that. Some other issues with the rules, the way that the actions are listed in the rule book are different than the starter button, which is a really great idea because it tells you all of the actions that you will do, and then at the end of the turn, you flip this and hand this to the next person, and it has a completely different set of instructions for if you're in the zombie phase, and then it comes back around to you, and you've got green. So this is really great. But there were, like I said, some issues with the rules. Huh? What? Yes, enough of my problems with the rules. Just look at this. You have a great selection of buildings. You have character cards. You have different characters and zombies and crashed vehicles and tokens with food and ammo. And what else? You have cargo drops. And this is all 3D printed. And they're good, but there are some issues. You can see there are portions where the 3D printing didn't turn out quite the way that they wanted it to, because there's sort of strands of plastic, sort of unfinished look to it. In addition to that, you are going to need a big table or a friend with a big table. You're probably going to want to leave this set out or have a good storage solution unless you get the 2D version. Yes, there's a 2D version. If you back the Kickstarter, there is a print and play version that you can get, or they will ship you a 2D version, which would make storage considerably easier. But why would you? Look at this 3D apocalypse city. These buildings are great. The strand issue with the 3D printing that I was mentioning before, they just look like bits of rebar in broken buildings. It's really great. Besides, you're probably going to want to paint them anyway. One issue, though, another issue to talk about, is that the zombies that come with it, that came with this version of it, are all the same color, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, except that you, as a player, are then controlling some of the zombies to attack the player to your right. Now, what can happen is once you all get 7 zombies on there, and if you get close to each other, is you're gonna get confused as to whose zombies are whose. So if you have a 3D printer, maybe print up some zombies in different colors that match the people, or go ahead and paint them. It's actually a minor thing, but it was an issue that came up for us when we were playing. Gameplay, we didn't even talk about gameplay. How do you play? So the way it is set up is that you start in your own corners. You have a mission that I did mention before. So say you want to get to the cathedral, you need to get 3 survivors and get there before 15 turns are over. You're going to be placing zombies and controlling them, trying to kill your other players that might have markers that say that they've been noticed by the zombies, and it makes it easier for the zombies to attack them. You will pick up different loots along the way. Food, ammo, gasoline. You use D20s to help decide conflict. Yay, dice. We love dice. So what else? You really can do pretty much anything with this. I left this sitting out for a while, and my 7-year-old just started making up his own game with it. He decided that the dice determined a certain thing other than combat, that the zombies moved a different way than they do with the rules. So what you have here really is a playground. You can absolutely follow the 31-page rule book, or you can set this up however you want, make your own rules, and really just have a great time. Which gets us to the other main part of this Kickstarter. It's not just about NecroVirus. What the creators are looking to do is create something called Boardcraft, where you can upload your own files, create your own characters, your own buildings, and they want to have a community where everyone is sharing. They even mentioned that they expect people to change the rules. And they ultimately won't have just zombie apocalypse buildings and people. You can do anything, fantasy, whatever. They're looking at sort of having a big community of sharing all kinds of different things and creating rules and characters that are great for the community. So the game here, as it was sent to me, is $250 on the Kickstarter campaign. You could also do the print and play version for $25. Maybe you upgrade a building at a time after you do that. Is this worth $250 to me? No. I can't spend that much money all at once, all on one game. Can you? Do you want to? Because if you do, what I see here is an opportunity for a game to completely take over your life. You've probably already thrown out all of your Warhammer based on the recent announcement, so you can get into this and you can paint these buildings and you can paint these zombies and you can paint these heroes and you can paint these tokens. You spend $250 on this, you're going to make it worth your while. Do I love the idea of Boardcraft creating tools and a community? Absolutely. Take a look, and if you get one, go ahead and get two and send me one because I have to send this back. Again, would I pay for this? Not unless my rich, eccentric uncle who lives in an exact replica of NORAD in the wilds of New Hampshire dies and gives me his inheritance. That's the only way I'm going to get a copy of this. Would I play it again? Absolutely. In a heartbeat. We had a lot of fun with this, learning curve aside. And on that note, I would say maybe they could open up the rules to the backers to proofread. I've seen a lot of campaigns have a lot of success with that. This is fun after you get past the learning curve. Highly recommend taking a look at NecroVirus and Boardcraft Kickstarter and see what you think. This is Brandon with Spaghetti and Meeples, and I'll see you later. Oh my God, I didn't even talk about the tanks. Pew, pew.